welcome to the show. I want to get right into it. I'm so happy that you're all here together. When you first started, were you a punk band? What were you considered punk, right? Was that? Am I wrong or no? Not really. No. Because this poster here is CBGB's, the Ramones, introducing Talking Heads. I would say that's pretty punk.
Oh, they thought we were a joke band.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot in common with the punks.
Yeah.
But we weren't really that punk, to tell you the truth. I mean, we were nice kids.
That makes me think that you're punk a little bit by saying it like that. But here's a picture of you guys playing. This is CBGB's there. That's kind of garagey punk. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of stripped down there.
Garagey.
But garagey is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we certainly didn't spend a lot of time on like what we were wearing or anything like that.
No, you didn't think about that.
It was very straightforward.
Or-
I do think that every one of those bands were standing. They didn't want sort of excess. They wanted to be straight and to the point.
So no, like, what is excess?
Well, it was sort of the time of Prague, 16-minute guitar solos, things like that.
That is excess. Yeah, so yeah, and you just want to keep it stripped down and keep it fun, but always something so different that I don't even know if there's a genre to put you in, a style of music.
Well, Seymour Stein, the famous record mogul of Sire Records, realized that we were encountering a lot of resistance in the United States anyway, with radio. FM radio didn't like the term punk, and they didn't like the music punk.
Yeah.
So Seymour said, well, Talking Heads, they're not punk. They're new wave.
Now we're talking.
And the program...
Yeah, I like new wave. That's cool.
Programmer said, oh, well, I guess we could play new wave.
That's so funny.
And then we had this song called Take Me to the River.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Yeah.
And
Was that the first crossover? Was that the first big, giant hit of yours? We had so many.
for us, yes.
Interestingly, it was on AM radio, not on FM radio.
I love the hiss of AM radio.
Yeah, and
I would tune in. I loved AM radio. Oh, my gosh.
I liked it that you could drive all the way from Chicago to Massachusetts and listen to WLS the whole way.
The whole way through. It makes no sense. My dad used to have me run speaker wire all up through the house just to get WCBS or something like that. It's so probably not good for our skin. It was probably like radioactive waves. I probably have superpowers thanks to all the wiring in my house. When you do every album, I read somewhere that you wanted to do it in a different way or record in a different location or something, just so it has a different stamp on every album. Is that true?
It was. I think that we felt, well, first of all, we wanted each album to stand on its own, and we felt that if you record it in a different environment, that will already make it different. So, for instance, we had worked with Tony Bon Jovi, who was a disco producer, the first record. The second record, we went to the Bahamas, and Eno joined us. And the third record, we go, we're more comfortable in our rehearsal loft. So we recorded at Chris and Tina's loft on 2 Sundays because we had to have less traffic with the record plant truck.
In Long Island City.
Were you in Long Island City?
Yeah.
That's no way, and that's where you recorded it. And you go, yeah.
Yeah, Fear of Music. Wow. There.
When you look at the albums or people bring it up, do you go, oh, I remember where we were when we recorded that, and everything has a thing. And now, Stop Making Sense, remastered. They really crushed it, by the way, with this remaster. We have a picture of the original and then the remaster. Look at this. That's the original. And that's you can't even see who you are. You can't even see if there's anyone there. You might as well have nothing. When you see it again, do you see things that you go like, oh yeah, that looks so much better. I remember that wasn't in the film, or you didn't even see the first film. You were in it.
I could see I could almost read the label on the cassette in the cassette player that I brought out on the first song. I was kind of surprised at that.
You can?
Yeah. Pretty much. I was also kind of looking at myself when I first saw it after many, many years, and I thought, ooh, how's my skin?
I love a pretty good-looking dude. Yeah, that kid's got a future there. Yeah. But when you make this, I mean, this a lot of people consider this to be the greatest concert film of all time. You're making this. Jonathan Demme is the director. do you go in? Do you have notes? Do you all go like, hey, here's what we definitely don't want to do?
Yeah, we did that.
You did?
We said, we don't want all the gimmicks. We wanted the cameras to be like a sensitive eye, the way an audience member would be seeing it without the camera getting in the way and playing around with no split screen.
Oh yeah, no split screen.
Right.
That's true. There isn't.
And no interviews. That would be too Spinal Tap. And
Do you think would it turn into Spinal Tap if you guys did interviews?
absolutely, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I would be like the lukewarm water.
Yeah.
And they'd be the fire and ice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How did you find Jonathan Demme, or did Jonathan Demme find you? How did that all work out?
He came to us.
He
I
did.
think maybe you guys
Natalie,
met
wasn't it?
Jonathan, didn't you?
A friend of a friend
Somebody
said, "Hey,
Natalie.
yeah."
Hot tub, I think.
You met in the hot tub? Now we're talking. Here we go. Yeah. I want to hear the hot tub story. No.
I do have a hot tub joke,
No. Yeah. But you do you have a hot tub joke?
but it has nothing to do with meaning Jonathan Demme.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Is it funny?
Well, I was in Santa Fe once, and they have these famous hot springs with hot tubs, and some friends said, let's go do that. So I said, okay, we'll do that. And of course, you're kind of completely naked in these things.
Yeah.
And of course, at that point, somebody said, oh, I know who you are.
Oh my gosh! They're like, let's just everyone stay in the hot tub. You guys get out first,
Yeah.
and then I'll
I'm
get
just
out.
going to stay right here.
When you watch this, by the way, it's so well done, and it was ahead of its time too. I think everyone's like, "Oh, this is just genius." The way it starts with just one member of the band, then another member of the group comes in, then more instruments, and then it becomes a giant thing. Spoiler alert! But if you haven't seen it, it's so fun. And then, of course, the fashion, and then the dance moves. Some of the most different, I've never seen dancing like that before in my life, in a great way. People have spoofed you and imitated you. And you just came up with these yourselves? Or?
Pretty much, I'd improvise. I'd be inspired by, preachers or people feeling the spirit, and I'd see the kind of moves they were doing, and I felt, oh, that's what music makes me feel like that too.
It's kind of fun. I think we have a video of you practicing in your apartment. Did you?
Yes, I did. I thought I'd put on some of the music, some of our songs, and go, let me see how this might make me move in a certain way. How do I want to move with this song?
We have it right here. Can we play some?
You
of
have
the
one of
video here?
those?
This is some of your home. Yeah. Practicing.
Oh,
these moves.
now.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that one, yeah. That was a good one. Oh no, that's a classic. That's a classic. Oh yeah, I remember that. Now who? It's great. Now who's in the apartment when you're doing this? No one else.
No, just I stuck up a video camera. But then I invited the two singers who were touring with us, working with us,
Yeah.
Lynn and Edna, and I said, okay, come on over to my apartment. We'll do it all together. Wow. But those moves that you just showed everybody, none of those ones got used. None of those got used. So
Yeah, they're illegal in
still
some
available.
states.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the tribute album that's now out along with the re-release of. This is everyone you could think of is on this tribute album. Miley Cyrus. You have Paramore doing "Burning Down the House." By the way, they're opening up for Taylor Swift right now, and it's all over TikTok. Their version of "Burning Down the House." It's really good. Girl in Red, Lord. Do you like when other bands do covers of your stuff, or do you mind?
Love it.
I think it's great.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
love
our
it.
babies. They're our children.
Yeah, of course. Right? You want to see?
We're waiting for the Roots to do a cover.
Yeah. What time?
Tom Jones did "Burning Down the House," which I thought was a really amazing thing.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
so cool. Oh, I got to hear that version. That's awesome. Well, I want to show a clip of this remaster, but I want to thank you so much for being here. What you've done for music, but also for documentaries. You've just set the bar, and you're fantastic. I'm so psyched. Here's the clip. Here's Talking Heads in Stop Making Sense. Take a look at this. Come on. That was at the Pantages?
Yes.
Pantages Theater. Have you been back since to the Pantages?
Last week.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had,
Get
we, had
goosebumps?
we had a screening of it there, and they kind of set up a PA to make it more like a band playing. Audience got up and danced. It was just fantastic.
That's the greatest. Come on. Talking Heads, everybody. Stop Making Sense is streaming on Max, and everyone's getting involved. Is available now. The Linda Lindas perform for us after the break. Stick around, everybody.
Hey, hey.